Everybody, and welcome to Paper Crafting with Tammy. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. It is awesome to see you here. I have a great project for us today that we're going to start on in just a minute. If you haven't done it yet, take a minute and hit that big red subscribe button so you see what else I've got for you next time, and let's get started. Hey crafty friends, thanks for joining me today. I have decided to go ahead and lay out another project using the August Kiwi Club Kit. I still had some scraps left, and I just thought, wow, let's go ahead and do one more, and then I'm going to walk you through all of the layouts that I've made with this kit this month and just kind of show you some of the choices I've made and where I've substituted my own background paper, things like that. Okay, so for this layout today, I did go ahead and choose a couple of pieces of just a soft yellow background. This is not a paper that's included in the club, and I do that often. I really love to make their really high quality printed papers last as long as I can, so I often will substitute backgrounds from my own stash. Okay, so I already have this laid out because I want to have that time at the end to show you some layouts and things and not keep you too long. So for this particular layout, I laid out the 2-inch strips on each side. And then this wavy border is from Sunnybrook Lane. So this is Sunnybrook Lane 1A and 1B. I'm going to seal the seam between the two with a little 1/2-inch strip. And then this main photo area, there's 4 4x6s all together. So I've got 2 4x6s here. I've got one across the top on this right-hand side. I've got one down here at the bottom. And then I took 2 3x4s and I'm just anchoring them with a little tiny border. This one is from the Delight set. This is Delight 1. I had a strip of this paper left. It was actually 2 times this. This is what I'm going to use for these 2-inch strips. This is all I had left of this paper, and I absolutely love it. It was definitely my favorite paper in this August kit. So looking at this, I realized I had a sentiment left that really coordinated well. It's got a touch of the orange, that dark blue, the light blue. So this is really a lovely coordination. So I knew that I was going to go ahead and use this, and I'm not even going to cut it down. I'm going to use it in this photo spot right here, which is just a really easy add for this page. But then looking at this and trying to decide how I wanted to do it, I really didn't want the kind of southwest feel for this page. So as I got looking, I thought, I bet I have some templates from previous club kits that would coordinate really well. So as I got digging through, I found this Bonny template. It looks just like the flower here on this page, right? On this paper. So I'm going to pull that Bonny template in. I also have Simple. This was from one of the snap frame kits. So I have Simple 1 and Simple 3. These really mimic the flowers here. This one particularly, Simple 3, looks just like that flower. So I'm going to pull those in. This one is also from Simple. So just a nice simple stem with a couple of leaves. And that really mimics some of the greenery that you can see on here. This is from Bonny, and I'll show you how I'm going to use that. This is Bonny 6T. And then I pulled in this fern a la carte, and it really reminded me of these larger pieces. Okay. The last thing that I'm bringing in is an a la carte hummingbird, and I just thought this was going to be a really pretty touch. So let me show you how I decided to lay out these embellishments, and then I'll share with you the paper choices that I made. So I had started, when I was planning this page, with just putting this Bonny and the fern here in the corner, and I decided that that was still a little bit empty, and that's when I decided that I was going to pull in this hummingbird. Down here in the corner of this left-hand page, I decided I wanted to use the Bonny, and I'm just going to wrap it kind of around the edge of that photo and throw that one here. Then I'm going to layer the Simple templates up here on the corner. Okay. So that's the basic layout that I'm working from today, and I'll just layer up the paper choices I made so you can see how it came together. I already showed you that I was going to use this really pretty floral pattern paper for my strips, and I went ahead and pulled this dark blue pattern from the kit. It's got the suns on the back. Okay, so this is what I used for Sunnybrook Lane 1A and 1B. And I just used, this was actually one of the background sheets, and this is why I don't always use them for backgrounds. I went ahead and cut just a thin strip. This is a little less than a 1/2 inch, so it's probably 3/8, just to seal those seams and bring in a little bit of the orange. Then when I got ready to do my photo mats, I ended up using that paper again, and I really auditioned it with the orange and with the blue. I ended up deciding to go with the blue side for this. So all of my photo mats are out of one of those blue and orange. They're double-sided sheets. They were intended to be background sheets again, but I decided I wanted to use them in a different way. I cut this Delight 1 out of the dark blue patterned paper, so that one can go there. And then I went ahead and used just basically some scraps to create all of these other clusters. So this is that cluster with Fern and the Bonny. So I went ahead and just traced that Bonny template that I showed you. So this is the outside of that template to create the larger piece, and then where it's got the detail in the middle and that's already cut out, I just traced another piece on the darker orange and just layered those. I wanted to create something that mimicked the centers on this patterned paper, because all of these have these really beautiful dark centers, and I just grabbed a shiny black set of stickles to create those centers. So that's going to go there. The hummingbirds they turn out really beautiful all by themselves, but I did have a scrap of paper left that has this subtle line on it. On the back it was the buffaloes. It just looks like movement to me, so I thought, gosh, that's going to be fun for that hummingbird. And I just gave it a little bit of an orange belly and just an orange stickle dot for the eye. So that's going to go there. Pulled this one in. This was that flower I was talking about here, and again I just put a little stickles in the center. And then I decided I wanted a stem on these ones that are up here off of this border, because I decided I wanted it to kind of, I don't know, like wrap its way around this particular photo and just kind of help tie things together so things aren't really floating in space. So go something like that probably. So that's how this layout came together. I'm really excited to get this taped down. I will put a picture of it at the end of the video so you can see how it all looks put together. But I also wanted to take some time and walk you through the other layouts that I created out of this kit. So I'm going to set this one aside. And these first few that I'm going to show you, I actually was able to get the ideas from a friend of mine. She pulled some of these basic ideas to get her started out of the idea book, but she is super creative and just does a lot of great things all on her own. This one I know was just a personal creation, but she had posted some pictures on my Facebook group. That group is Kiwi Lane Designs by Tammi, if you ever want to check it out. So this was one of the layouts that I copied from her. This is using the packaging. Okay, so we took the Trailblazer part off of the packaging, and then these strips here with all of the different colors, these are also from the packaging, and then this little cluster of tags is from the packaging. So by the time you pull all that, you've got very little that you're pulling out of your paper. My white background paper is just some paper from my stash. And then these dark green photo bats are also just from my stash. This is another great one that I copied from her. So again, the light blue paper is just background paper from my stash, and the white photo mats are from my stash. Everything else came out of the kit. Okay. So a lot of fun layering on this page. I love some of these elements, using the shine with one of the included sentiment cards. Okay. Great colors on this one. And then this one, I know she got a lot of the idea out of the idea book for this, but I love the use of color again. So this one also has just a white background. And then this dark blue paper would be paper from my stash. And then actually the yellow that's on here is just paper from my stash. Okay, creating this one out of the Groovy. So very nice. This one I created, and this one I decided to really pull in that southwestern feel. So I had a lot of fun making this. For this one here, I'll show you the templates I used in just a second. And I cut two of the same, just one right side up and one upside down, and then played with kind of weaving them together. Okay. The scraps, with how I set this particular template on my paper right up against the edge, it created these triangle scraps. So that was actually a lot of fun to just use down here at the bottom. And then these diamonds are that Southwest template that's included in the August kit. For this, I used one of the included sentiment cards and one of the tiny borders from Delight just to create this edge. And then I just used a couple of the diamonds and cut them up to create that. So actually pretty simple to pull together, but I used the templates in a way I never have before, so that was fun. So the template that I used to create this accent here at the top was from Chevrons 2A and 2B. So again, what I did was cut one of the templates with the green, okay, and I ended up cutting two of those. So if I was tracing this against a piece of paper, I put it right up against the edge of the paper like this, okay, and did my tracing. So you can see how this is going to create those triangle scraps that I used. So once you trace it, you can move it down and trace the second one, okay. So I did one right side up, like I said, and I did one upside down. So that created it like this piece. Okay. And at first, I kind of wove them all the way together. So I took those two and just kept manipulating it, and so it was completely woven. But I'll show you, hopefully you can see on the video. It's hard with these being the same color. When I did that, it really created a line of each color. So this was a whole line of the white, and then the green, and then the white, and then the green. And I wasn't really crazy about that. I wanted to be able to see them more kind of interwoven. So that's when I realized that I could kind of skip every other one and it would work a little bit better. So I was able to leave a whole V here and then tuck, okay? And then leave a whole V of the next color and then tuck, and a whole V of the next color and then tuck. So if you decide you want to try this, just play with it a little bit before you tape it down, and you can create this really fun design. And then again, the layering on here is just the diamonds from the Southwest kit. So I just wanted to share that one with you. And then this one I actually already featured in a video back in August, but that was the last one that I created with the kit. At this point, I am down to scraps. So if I do anything else with this, what it's going to be is probably just some cards. And if I get those done, then I will share those at a later date. So I hope that you had fun checking this out today and gave you some ideas to use up that August kit if you haven't already done it. If you're not a club subscriber, you can find out a little bit more about that in the description box of this video. But you can also grab any paper that you've got that you are feeling inspired to play with and just sub out the designs that you have for the things that I've used. So the layouts can be used in any way. Just get creative and have a good time. But I am really glad that you popped in today, and I would love to see you like this video, leave me a comment, and if you haven't already done it, hit that subscribe button. But I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for coming. Bye.